So hello everybody and welcome to ICP5 coding. So my last video was long ago, probably more than an year ago, and I was starting with p5.js. I had started one introductory video about what are the basic logics of programming, and then I just stopped. So after more than 1 year, I am going to resume my p5.js series again. So I apologize for this long delay, and many things have changed in p5.js. So I am going to do the basic tutorial first, and then I'm going to, as we proceed, I'm going to show you the changes which have come. Okay, so this is our sketch. So it is a similar program which I had at the beginning written in my p5.js web editor, but the only changes that I have changed my interface for programming. I'm using Visual Studio Code. I've stopped using the web editor. So this is exactly the same program, and if I just run it, so I'm going to get this same background. So in this video, first of all, I'm going to talk about the basic functions which are there in p5.js, and that is the most important thing which we need to know in order to master p5.js. So I'm going to just show you a whiteboard to discuss the basic functions. So here we are in Microsoft Word, and let's just know about all the functions. So the first function in p5.js is point. The next function is rect. So I'm just writing the functions first. I'm going to explain everything. And okay, so Word has this autocorrect feature, so it's just capitalizing my first letter, but in functions we do not use this capital. We are supposed to use small p. Okay, so rect, we have got ellipse, we have got triangle, we've got line. So these are the basic shapes which you can draw using p5.js. So now, as I had discussed in my previous video, that some functions have their own arguments. So what are the arguments of this point function? So the arguments of this point function is x and y. So it takes the position, it takes the x and y value where you want to insert that point. What about the rectangle, the rect? So rect, as you can understand, is used to draw, and rectangle is used to draw a point. So the rect function takes the x, y, the width and the height. The ellipse function takes the x, the y, the x diameter. It's called something, I just don't remember. Oh, it's called something. It's the x diameter and the y diameter. The triangle now takes your now the difference. So these were just similar: width, height, diameter, x, diameter, y, x and y, x and y. But the triangle and line become a little different. So in the triangle, you want to give the 3 points, the 3 vertices. So for that you will have x1, y1. You will have x2, y2. You will have x3, you will have y3. Okay, just a second, just show this. Let us show this in a single line. Yeah. And for line, you will have the 2 points which you want to join for the line. So we'll have x1, the first point is x, y1, the first point is y, x2, the second point is x, and y2, the second point is y. So these are the basic functions you want in p5.js, and so let us implement these functions one by one. Okay, so one last thing we need to understand. So I've drawn a rectangle square over here. So one last thing that we need to understand is that in p5.js, the way you plot your x and y are a bit different. So like in our normal graphs, which you just have done in school as well, so all those graphs, we have got these kind of x and y axes. So this becomes, just wait, so can I write something here? Just wait. Okay, add the text box. So this becomes our y. Let me just actually I'm doing word more than programming. Okay, so this is our x, and this becomes, just wait. So this becomes our x-axis, if I'm not wrong. So this becomes the y-axis, this becomes our x-axis. So it is exactly similar in p5.js. The only difference is that this y-axis just changes and it becomes something like this. It becomes the reverse. It becomes a reverse. So now when you're just plotting your x values, so you will have one. What? Okay, just wait. So you will have 1, 2. You just proceed like this. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You just proceed like this, and in the x-axis, just wait. Just last few minutes of explanation. I should have done something better. Okay, okay. So this is this. So in here, you're going to start from 1 in the top. 1 is in the top. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on. So you can well understand that this will be 10 actually. Just okay. This will be 10. It is not inserting this in one line. Yeah, 10. Okay, so it is just the opposite in normal graph based systems. So as you increase your y, you move downwards, and as you increase your x, you move towards the right. So now let's implement all these functions in our program. So I have my interface back. This is the create canvas function, which creates the canvas. This is the background. I'm drawing the background of my canvas, and I'd explain the difference between setup and draw. You will understand these differences as we do more and more programming. So now for the background, let me just insert a function called a point. Okay, and I think I explained the brightness values, that 0 is black, 255 is exactly white, and as you increase from 0 towards 255, this is as you increase from 0 towards 255, your whiteness increases. So for now, let's write 150. So I will create a gray value, and let's insert a point. Let's insert a point at, let's say, 300 and 300. So let's run the program, and yeah. So I think it will be very difficult for you to understand. You will just see that the background has changed. But if you just zoom in, you will find this little point out here. So it's inserted exactly it has been inserted exactly at the center, because my width of the canvas was 600, the height was 600, and the points were inserted just in the middle. Now if my this theory has to work, so if this theory of mine works, so then if I insert 300 comma 400 over here, this will go a bit downwards, and if I have it at 200, it will be at the top. If I increase my x towards the right, if I increase my value of the x, it will move towards the right, and if I increase my value if I decrease my value, it will move towards the left. So now we have understood this basic system. So let's now draw a rectangle at, let's say, 300 and 300 again, and let's say my width and height. Now width and height should be 100 and 100. Let's say you get a rectangle, actually a square over here, but you can see that it is not exactly in the center. You can see that it is towards the right and towards the bottom side. But if you see properly, you will find that this starting point, this beginning point, is at the center. So why did this happen? And if I just for a second write the ellipse function, if I write the ellipse function, I'm going to get the same ellipse, the circle, at the center. So why did this happen? So let's just understand. Okay, so this was our canvas again, and let me draw an ellipse at the center. So this is my ellipse. So it is drawn at the center, and the square which I drew appear to be like this. So this is because when I am using p5.js, when I'm passing the arguments of the rectangle, the beginning point For the rectangle, for the square, just forget this one. First, let's forget this. Yeah, let me focus on this. So for this rectangle, my beginning point, just wait. So this point, so this point becomes my coordinate which I have given, which was 300 and 300, isn't it? So this was this point. So when I just drew the rectangle, it started from this point, and in the canvas, it just appeared to be at the bottom this way. Okay, so it in the canvas, it appeared to be just in the bottom and towards the rightmost side. But for my circle, okay, just wait. So for my circle, when I had this, so for my circle, this point became the center. This point became my center, and as a result, my circle just appeared inside the exact middle of my canvas. So now how can we use these same functions to insert the rectangle exactly in the center? So let's work that out. So for that, p5.js has got a function which is called rect mode. This is a function, and it has an argument. You have to write either center, or you're supposed to write corner. Now if you write center, okay, if you write center and I execute the program, let's make it rect again. So I will find my rectangle or the square exactly in the center, now if I change this to corner, I will find it deviated. So by default, p5.js sets the red mode towards the corner, but I can change it. So if I just remove this, it becomes exactly this. But if I have this and I write center, I will get my rectangle exactly in the center. So, and the last function was triangle. I will discuss line as well. So the triangle function works similarly. So I have to give the x. So just wait. So I have to give x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, and y3. So let me give it. So let me give these values. So random values I've given. So okay, what happened? So let me put this here. Okay, so you can see I've got a kind of a triangle which is not looking at all like a triangle, but okay, this looks more like a triangle. Okay, so this is my triangle. So these are the different coordinates I've given. Now let's check. So 300, 300, it should be this point. 100, 300 should be this point, and 200, 200 then should be this point. So this is how I drew the triangle. And let's now write the line function. So for the line function, we have x1, y1, and x2, y2. And if I just have a line, I will remove these two. Let me have this here. So you will see a line just drawn here. Now I can change my values. I can play with this, just have some fun. I will get different kinds of lines. So these are the basic functions. So now our second stage is adding the colors. So first let's start with point again. Let me make this a point. So again, I should see a point exactly in the center. I hope you can see the point. This is the point here. Okay. So, okay, yeah, this is the point. Now, the two functions, there are three functions for coloring, for adjusting the width, the outline color, outline size. For everything you've got two functions. Those are stroke, they are fill, they are stroke weight. Okay, so for the point, so the stroke function sets the color of the outline. The fill function sets the color of the entire shape, and the stroke weight function sets the width or the weight of the stroke of or the outline. So let me just write stroke 255. So now 255, just think it should be white, right? So if I just run this program, I will see that my point has become white. And if I just write stroke weight and I set it to 2, let's suppose, or 3, so my point becomes more prominent. You can see there, the point becomes more prominent. So and for the, because for the point there is no inside shape and the border, it's just the point. So the stroke sets the color of the point in simple words, and the stroke weight in that sense sets the weight or the width of the point. So if I just have it as 50, you will say that the point nearly becomes a circle because it is very, the outline has become very dark. And if I just set it to 100 or 1000 like this, so there's no use, 1000 is exceeding the screen limit. So this becomes the point. And if I change this color to, let's say, 55, it becomes a little bit darkish gray. It's not exactly black, it's a darkish gray color. If I set it to 0, it becomes exactly black. So if we can do similar things for the rectangle. For the rectangle, now let me just set this to 10. And let me set the fill of this rectangle to, let's say, 40. Oh, I have not given the width and height. So let that be 100 and 100. So you can see I've got this different kind of a rectangle which has an exactly black stroke and a little bit darkish gray fill color. So if I can do the same thing for the ellipse as well, this I can do the same thing for my triangles. I can set this to, let's just have a more interesting value. What? Okay, that's exactly a point actually. So let me do this. What has happened? Wait. So let me just see the console. Okay, so what is the error? Triangles. Oh my, okay. I have inserted triangle, it should be triangle, okay. So now you can see I've got this triangle with the same stroke and fill color here. Okay, so this video is already very long. It's already 17 or 18 minutes. So before I end, let me just introduce you to the RGB values. So I think I've said this in the previous video. RGB. So instead of the single value of the color, this is the brightness value basically, you can add different values for the red color, the green color, and the blue color. So how does this function? So let's do it for the fill first. So let me have 255. First let me show you how this works. I'm going to explain everything. So okay, 255. So I can guess that the color will be pink or purple or something like that, and it's actually exactly pink. So how does this function? So I think I need to head back to my word. I think the word is visible to all of you. Yeah, the word here. So I have got red, I have got green, I have got blue. The range of all these numbers varies from 0 to 255. Here we are. It varies from 0 to 255. It is also 0 to 255. So as I increase the red value, let's say my beginning red value became 1, and let me say, not 1, let me say that is 255, and my 0 and my green value is 0 and my blue value is 0. So I am going to see exactly the red color, the reddish color. So red has completely 255 red, 0 green, 0 blue. The blue has 255 blue, 0 green, 0 blue, red. And even the green is completely 255, the green value, and the R and B values are 0. Now, if you have some kind of a color like pink, so pink color consists of red and blue. So if I write 255 and 255 in both sides, I'm going to get a pink color. Now, if I write, let's say this is 0. So We have the sea green color, yes. So if the sea green color contains blue as well as green, so I could write this and I would get the sea green color. So let's just check this once. So if I make this 255, if I make this 0, so I would get a sea green or a sky blue. It's not a sea green color, sky blue color. But now if I were to decrease the value of the blue, let's say I made it 155. So you can see the greenish quantity just increased. The greenish color just increased. You can see like this. And if I make it 5, it will become completely, wait, it will become completely green. And if I now have red, it should become a bit yellowish. Yeah, it will become yellow. So green and red make yellow. So you can just change your color. Now let me just add a random value for everything. Okay, yeah. So I should get, let me just guess. So I should get maximum reddish, a mixture of red and sky blue. So I should get purple kind of a color. Okay, I've not got purple, I've got brown. But if I were to increase this a little, I would get something like a purple. So you can change your colors in this way, and this works. Okay, and this works for the stroke as well. So if I just insert something, okay, I cannot in 546. Let me just have this. So I will have a different varied color for the stroke as well. So you can adjust your values like this. You can play with the colors. You can get different results. So that is it for this video. And in the next video, I think I would like to go about with a variable. So that is the introduction to basic coding actually. So I will be very excited for this video, and thank you everyone for watching. Okay. The video is not yet over. So before I leave, I would like all of you to do this sketch and produce this exact output. So it could be a practice exercise for you. And when I just upload my next video, I will give the solution for this. So till then, enjoy.